squawking at me. No, you can't do that. Screw you, I can't.
How do you two feel?
I feel
Oh,
like
wait,
building
parsec.
PCs.
I really should start looking at building it myself.
You ever hear of PC Building Simulator?
I have not.
It just came out, so don't feel bad.
I saw this about a week ago, and I was like, I have to get this. It's $20 on Steam if you're interested, and it is as it sounds. You are running a PC tech shop.
Guess what? Everything in this game is by an actual company.
They got not everybody, but a lot of people. They got AMD, they got EVGA, MSI, I think Intel. They lent their name to this.
Interesting.
Master, Corsair.
And it'll only grow as they add more items.
Not really a game at that point.
Well, here's where the whole game aspect comes in. You're running a tech shop, and you diagnose other people's PCs. You earn money as you complete jobs, and you have access to better parts. And as you get access to better parts, you get access to jobs that require said parts. Like, for example, this one guy wants to start up an archive of B movies, and I'm surprised that Neon bowed out as he did, because he probably would have thought this was funny.
And I'm starting to, and also, but don't forget, you also have things you can get that automatically do things for you.
Because listen to this one email from Blake at filmclassics.freehosting.co.uk. Hey, Blake here, just letting you know that the Film Classics archive is dead. Not because of you, I'm super grateful that you came through with those repairs, but I actually got hit with a legal takedown request. Turns out hosting a few hundred cult movies for free downloading is illegal. I mean, it's not like you could buy the DVDs or anything. These companies don't even care about the movies. They just want to bully the little guy. It's a scandal. But I'm not going to take this lying down. I'm going to fight them every step of the way. Watch this space. Blake Patterberg, former chief archivist and cult film expert, Film Classics Archive. Action. Former meme.
I think he's crazy, but he does have a point. If they're like films that not even the internet knows.
True, but if they're still under copyright, what choice do you have? I mean,
at some point, I feel like they made it too long, because at some point, a lot of these films have already been forgotten.
See, that's the thing.
Most of them do fall out of copyright after a while, but they have to do something at some point. The law is very weird.
A good chunk of the secret projects that took place, those actually were public domain movies. Some were not, and some were.
Alright, well, I'm gonna head off and probably get some sleep. You guys have a good night, alright?
I have a good night.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We'll have to try some other games.
I've got a whole list. If you're seeing the stream right now,
well, not necessarily me. There are other games we could try too, so we'll have to look at.
I've also got a list of console games.
If I could do the other side of Parsec, I would have forced you all into Overcooked.
What's Overcooked?
Some sort of wacky shenanigan involving cooking, and sometimes your restaurant being bizarre, like you have driving or it splits and all sorts of weird things.
Well, if you want, I could probably host it.
Alright, well, have a good night, guys.
See you later.
There's no push. It's all good. I'm just saying that's the only one I have that has local co-op as far as I'm aware.
Is it a controller type game?
Yes.
I mean, so it is a gaming controller game. Okay, good.
What do you think local co-op is referring to?
Everybody huddling around the keyboard like you don't know Jack. But yeah, I've not only got arcade titles lined up. There's also console games. I'm hoping we get to some more of
I
those.
want to see I want to see the Spy versus Spy game at some point.
It's not as exciting as you might think, but we will get to it eventually. Okay, I'm going to
But it's based off Bat comics. How did they make it boring?
You'd be surprised. Anyway, I'm going to take a short break. I'll be back in about 3 to 5 minutes. Don't worry, I won't take too long. Oh. Translation P break. Oh, in case you want to pass any information my way, I can still hear you while I'm on the potty, so I'll still be able to hear. Just in case you want to pass something along.
Yes, Overcooked has full controller support. And you don't need to worry about hovering over a goddamn keyboard.
Say what now? I couldn't hear you.
What you're thinking now is about your new love with PC Building Simulator.
So yeah, folks, I have just learned the hard way that if you connect to Discord through your phone, it disconnects you from. It disconnects your computer. So that happened. I was actually hoping that everybody could just hear Wheel Girl talking to what she thought was someone else, but talking to herself. But evidently that wasn't the case because I wasn't connected to my PC.
If anyone thought I was insane, thank you, Reese, for making sure everyone knew what was up.
Well, they couldn't hear you anyway.
Fuck you!
No, that would be fuck Discord because that's how it works. Okay, can you help with this? I hate using my computer at the moment. I need 4 gigabytes of RAM. It would be good if you could benchmark it afterwards, please. I believe I can accommodate you.
You explain why this 3D mark that shows how great the 3D looks has anything to do with making sure your RAM works.
I don't know. But I will accommodate. I have access to 4 gigabytes of memory that I can purchase. Alright, next day delivery. Let's go. Actually, no. Let's take a look at the others before I make the purchase. Hey, PC is super slow right now. Yawn. I saw a PC build online that benchmarked 4019. Can you hit that? Objectives: 3D Mark score of 4019. I suspect that's going to require a complete overhaul. That's not going to be worth that. That's not going to be worth that payment of 219. I'm going to reject that. Bruce Van Cleef at BruceVanCleef.com. Technology, the bane of my life. Good day. Predictably, my computer has failed once more. This time the thing won't turn on at all. Goodness only knows why. I can only assume it died out of desperation. I'm an award-winning author, you know. I should not have to deal with this sort of thing. I certainly never had any of these problems with my typewriter. The only problems I had with that were changing the ink ribbon once in a while and having to hear my editor whine about dealing with real paper for a change. That's the problem with people these days. No literary constitution. Anyway, do what you can. I just want this techno-dystopian nightmare to end. Best regards, Bruce Van Cleef, award-winning author.
I still think this guy has an ego bigger than his skills.
Gosh, I hope you weren't watching the stream as I read that off.
I can hear you reading that.
Okay, so you didn't see me rubbing my titty while I read that off. Okay.
I wasn't paying attention, and if you were rubbing your titties, I already seen Jim Sterling doing that, dressed as a 17th century French aristocrat.
Blake at thefilmtruth.freehosting.co.uk. The film industry has gone too far. Dear film fan, did you know that cult classic Babes of Planet Bathmore is not currently available for purchase anywhere? And yet, with a brave fan step forward to preserve this culturally significant work, they sent in the lawyers. How many more films must be lost in decaying and rotten film industry before we stand up and say, no more? Film Troop, the fight back starts here. It's time for an independent authority to step forward and hold them to account for their heinous activities in pursuit of ever greater profits. Now, Blake Pattersburg is proud to present a new grassroots media organization, Film Truth. dedicated to rooting out corruption and profiteering at the highest levels of the stagnant swamp of the film industry. Blake Petterberg is an industry professional with over 5 years' experience behind enemy lines as an assistant junior moderator at disgraced film reviews Orifice Movie Maniacs. Sick of the behind-the-scenes hypocrisy, he bravely left to found the Film Classics Archive, which was then forced out of business by greedy corporate interests. To support Film Truth, go to www.filmtruth.freehosting.co.uk and sign up as a backer. You'll get early access to every breaking story and an exclusive discussion forum for true cult cinema fans. Blake Petterberg, film rights activist. Action.
This Blake Patterson makes Josh Haley seem very normal.
Now let's go to someone a little bit more normal. Mark Field at brisksystems.gov. I hear you work with computers. I've got the money. Can you make the upgrade? I'd like you to upgrade the CPU. I need 8 gigabytes of RAM. There's not much air coming out of the back. Could it be blocked? Upgrade CPU, upgrade to 8 gigs, clean out dust. You really want me to do this with a government PC? I mean, I can upgrade you to 8 gigs of RAM, no problem, but are you sure you want me to work on your government computer? Okay, next day delivery. Buy now. Okay, all 3 are in transit. Let's go ahead and... You know what? No, before I go... Must remember to turn out the lights. Okay, so we got some RAM.
You should turn the light first.
That's alright, I can see. It kind of makes me wonder if I'm actually coming in while it's nighttime. It's very deceiving. Anyway, let's go ahead and turn on the lights. See, now it looks like it's daytime outside. But if I turn out the lights, there's hardly any lights whatsoever. It's like it's night.
That might be... They have plans to make better lighting systems in their roadmap.
Gosh, I hope they don't have day to night transitions. Hope that's not in the works. Alright, so you are wanting this to be upgraded to 4 gigs of RAM. Memory.
Wow! Adding things from Silverstone, more EVG, something from N NZXT, some more airs coming your way.
Ooh, very nice.
And for air cooling, you've got 2 from Cool Masters and a Rangenet coming your way. 2 more AMD cards are in your future, and 2 EVGs and 2 Conairs power suppliers. In the future, you'll get more sound effects, more music, and more improved animation. But currently, they're working on so that you can play this game in French, German, Russian, Japan, Chinese, Brazilian Portuguese. Also in progress, you'll get dual GPU support. And coming with also NVMe support, cable management, water cooling both custom and standard, overclocking, case modding, whatever rate is, and 4 types of jobs you can do in your career mode. Means, and by what the description says, at this moment you cannot do customization jobs.
Okay, so it just needed a new power supply, which I happen to have a spare. That's good to know. Let's put the mount back in place. Simple. Simple, much like Simon. And now for the... Well, actually, no. Let's take care of this one first. Get this out of the way. So this one's done. Luckily, no damage was inflicted by simply yanking it out of the cables. I suspect in future revisions they're not going to let me do something like that. Like you must shut it down first, then disconnect all the cables before picking it up. I suspect that's going to be the case. Alright. My god, that's a lot of dust. I'm gonna huff and I'm gonna puff and blow this case clean. So much dust. Now to remove the other side panel. Gigabyte, Gigabyte GAAX 370 gaming 5. Gigabyte GAAX.
How do you feel, Reese?
Well, first I have to figure out what type of motherboard this is. Okay, it's an AM4, which means it needs a Ryzen. Once I remove the air cooler, I'll find out what type of Ryzen it has. That way I can figure out what to upgrade. Ryzen 5 quad-core 15, Ryzen 5 1500X. Okay. It already has a Ryzen in there. Why am I upgrading this? Is it broken? It is broken, I think. No, it's not broken. Gotta buy a couple of cheap parts and have a couple of spares. Never hurts. What does hurt, however, is this problem with CPU. This guy wants me to upgrade the CPU, but with what? Because there's nothing to upgrade with.
Put a new. How do you know none of these are better than what's the one he had in there?
Well, let's see. What's better than the Ryzen 5 right now? AMD Ryzen 5 Quad Core 15X. Where is the stats? Hardware. Ryzen 5 Quad Core 1500X. So there is something better. Intel Core i7 6700. Oh, right, I have to cash in these two jobs. Alright, let's get that out of the way. Yay, new parts available. That's always good, right? Bits and PCs, new parts available. Cooler Master MWE Bronze 550. That is good. Upgrade please by Hungry William at DickensStaplers.mil. Do you work with computers? I'm looking for some upgrades to my PC. I want 4 gigs of RAM installed. It would be good if you could benchmark it afterwards, please. Is 11 days a reasonable deadline? Sent from my phone. Sure. In fact, I could probably wait because I've got some spare RAM coming in.
Hey,
Hey.
some Bruce guy said something about foiled again. Something.
Bruce Van Cleef at brucevancleef.com. Foiled once again. Just when you thought the technological fates could not be any more cruel, they have delivered the ultimate blow. I will make sure that my editor hears no end of all this, since the whole blasted debacle was his idea in the first place. Anyway, I was within a gnat's whisker of having my entire draft finally converted into a document when disaster struck. The computer completely froze when I tried to use it. It says system disk error. There was a mere handful of pages left to convert. Please, I implore you, fix this so I can finally be done with this editing process and move on with my life. Best regards, Bruce Van Cleef, award-winning author. Replace the hard drive. I think I can do this. Don't know what hard drive.
And helping a man who has a ego that's too big. Come on, this guy has a big ego.
He does indeed. Alright. Let's end the day and start the next one. Go to work. And go to work I shall. Let's go ahead and remove all the excess. All these cables. Because we are in fact changing out the motherboard and the CPU. I know it's proper procedure to remove everything first, but if the RAM is gonna no, never mind. The motherboard's going to, so I can't just leave the RAM in there. Sorry folks, I had a brain fart. It's almost like I'm looking at a static image of the motherboard. It's kind of a strange placement for the hard drives, but I digress. Alright. Next up. Open the CPU shield. Let's put the RAM in. Not the RAM, but let's put the core in there. Close the shield. Drop in the thermal paste. Did not mean to remove it. By the way, it is a complete pain in the ass to take off the thermal paste. Once you smush it in there and you pull the air cooler back out, you have to replace the thermal paste. You can't just reapply the fan. So you have to make sure you have to make sure that it's all good to go. And you was about to say something, Willis. Now for the video card. Very nice. What? Saying it's an incomplete case. What am I missing here? Alright, the PCI lock.
No?
That was a bit of a dumb moment there. Now to leave that by the door. Alright, next up. I will set you there, and then I will set you over here. I need to know what kind of hard drive you're wanting to replace this with. Before I do anything else, let's see if it's like actually complete.
Today I have disturbed myself by seeing a fat naked man bathing in a restaurant kitchen.
I shudder to imagine where this scenario comes into place.
In a bar somewhere near the border of Tennessee and Mississippi.
I'm afraid to ask.
You're afraid to ask what?
I'm afraid to ask what could be going on with this guy in Tennessee.
A lesson in not learning to clean, being the cook, but not cleaning anything in the kitchen, so he had to spend there all night cleaning.
Um, oh, so it wasn't the external, it was the system disks. But wait a minute. I mean, it can boot to the OS. So I'm a little confused as to what the smug little prick is asking for. Okay, the system disk was broken, but still, it does not make any sense. It makes no sense. Because the system, even though the system drive was broken, it still boots to the OS. That's kind of important. Yeah. Oh. Alright, let's put the 500 gig back in its proper spot. Alright. item will come in tomorrow. This guy merely wants an upgrade. New PC parts available, yay! Land J at jfitzgeraldmodifications.co.uk. My rig needs fixing. Something's definitely broken. When I try to turn the computer on, it starts loading the OS and it crashes. I have the worst luck. I need it pretty soon. 9 days at the latest. Replace hard drive. I am tempted to just drop in one of my spare hard drives. Okay, that guy's broken. Let's just go ahead and sell it. Sell the broken 120. That's useless. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just drop the 500 gig in there. It's not like it was going to be used for anything else. Read that email in a moment. done. I'll go ahead and turn that one in. Void, desolation, emptiness. I am over the cliff edge, hanging for dear life above the abyss of despair as the world hurls stones and treads on my fingers. Yes, I am doomed, and by extension, literature is doomed with me. My work was stored on the computer's hard drive, countless hours of torturous banality, feeding my life's work into this unfeeling machine, and all for naught? The hard drive failed, and you replace it with another. Ergo, all that was is lost. Fear not, I do not blame you. I blame my editor for proposing this Sisyphusian task in the first place. But I will require your services once more. In my anguish, I delivered a terrific thrashing up onto this demonic machine, which has cost me my time, my patience, and I fear, my sanity. Needless to say, it no longer turns on. This is fine by me, but my editor is becoming intolerably anxious, so I'd like you to fix it if for nothing else than to keep him quiet. Diagnose and fix. Gotcha.
I'm starting to get a feeling this Arthur guy, it's kind of like the character from one of the episodes of Twilight Zone where machines get their revenge on the dude for hating all machines. That's what I'm starting to get the feeling from this guy, because he seems to be cursing his computers left, right, and center.
Lisa Grove at oddweaponry.io. I hear you work with computers. I think my PC is getting a bit old. The CPU isn't up to my high standards. Can you do something about that? I'd like 8 gigabytes of RAM. Can you benchmark it to make sure it's all okay? Regards, Lisa. Accept. This will require 2 days of work.
That's why I'm starting to... Your author dude here is starting to give me the feelings of that feeling of the Twilight Zone episode where a guy hates all machines.
You mentioned that already.
Yeah, and I'm just be lucky, dude. Your computer doesn't come alive and try and kill you. About to become level 5.
Yes. And I have a feeling that I will have access to something great once I hit level 5.
Great, diagnose, or fix. Take your pick of which one you want to do first.
Well, let's work with the non-douchebag. 500 gig SATA is broken. Wait, did I, yeah, I did do the manifest. Crap. Let me check let me check the list of things. Delivery of Team Group, delivery of Seagate. Ah! I think I recognize where I made my mistake. When I placed the orders, it wasn't for the next day. I am sad. Okay, pressing power does nothing. Power supplies. Okay, the power supply works fine. Okay, so it's not powering on, and the power supply is good. Yeah, I really need to get rid of the excess RAM just to clear my inventory. Just overall get rid of the more Tonys. Get rid of the celery, Jesus. I suspect the motherboard might be an issue because it's not powering on. loose, that means everything's going to have to come loose. Alright, let's look at this. Processor, good. Motherboard, broken. Storage. Next day delivery. Good. Lots of work on the next one. Alright, for you, let's plug in your brand new 500 gig hard drive. And this day's events is going to be the last one of the day because I have a doctor's appointment in the morning. In fact, I have to be up in about 6 hours. So this will be the last one of the day. By the way, Wheel Girl, do you know why some of these cases have beauty panels?
I don't even know what a beauty panel is.
Well, you know what? I'll go ahead and show you real quick. Right here is a beauty panel. It's right beside the RAM, as you can see. If I remove the beauty panel, you see cables. That's why that's there. It's to hide the cables.
Ah.
They do this to... It's actually twofold. One, it's to pretty it up a little bit. But two, there's a more practical reason. It's to improve airflow. Because the more cables are in the way, the lesser chance the air will flow properly. And thus get to the air cooler. Okay, so we now know that this one works. Let's go ahead and drop that over. Well, not drop, just place it down. Alright, Lisa, we will work on yours in a moment. First things first. What am I thinking? Motherboards. Sell the broken motherboard and place the new one in. Yeah, I knew something was up when the standoffs were in the pattern of the G. Okay, open CPU shield. Place the core, close the shield. Place the air cooler. Well, at least it turns on. Probably helps to plug the RAM in. Boot to OS. Awesome. PC parts, put the mouse back in place. Side panel. Yoink. Yeah, you're good. And now, let's take a look at Lisa. Okay, you want to upgrade to 8 gigabytes of RAM. Noble endeavor. How much memory do I have left over? Can't believe I'm about to try this. Well, technically it is the same type of RAM, so I guess it's, I guess it works. Of course, they still, well, she still wants me to upgrade the CPU, so there is that. AMD Ryzen 5. You bitch. Of course you're gonna want me to upgrade to an Intel. Of course you are. Damn it. I'm actually going to lose money based on that one. Yay! Leveled up. Even though there's not really much of a benefit. I mean, I still can't upgrade to a quick cable tool. Alternate repair service. Hello, I'm having problems with my computer as I use it to organize meetings for my local Woodsy Alliance group and to share my thoughts and roller. It is very important that it be returned to working order. However, as a great believer in natural healing processes and the power of positive energy, I would first like you to conduct an alternate repair session. This requires you to dim the lights in your workshop, light some candles, and fully relax. You don't have to wear clothes if you don't want to. As you relax, focus your thoughts on my computer and channel your energy flow to unmask and repair any damaged components. The following mantra may help to guide you. Rapamakapota. Oh, fuck you. Hips.
Oh! You
Hippie.
seem to have attracted a hippie who apparently is into alternative medicine.
And look at the mantra. Try repeating that. Go ahead.
Rapamachaputa. Rapamachupata. Ramapachumata.
Rapamakapota.
Yeah, I think you attracted a alternative healing person who might be a hippie.
The fates at work in mysterious ways, my technologically minded friend. It seems my publisher is unwilling to offer a second advance on my current work in progress, leaving me utterly destitute and unable to afford the endless stream of electronic nonsense I've been forced to purchase just to keep my editor happy. Well, I won't stand for it. I am an award-winning author, after all. So I have decided to sell this computer as electronic laughingstock is pox on literature and slink back to my typewriter in the hope of rediscovering my muse. I only hope it's not too late. Many thanks for your work up to this point, but your services are no longer required. Best regards, Bruce Van Cleef, award-winning author. So I lost a client. Hiya. I hate using my computer at the moment. I need you to upgrade the graphics card. I'm after 4 gigabytes of memory. I'd like you to run 3D Mark afterwards to check if it's okay. Okay. Upgrade graphics. Upgrade to 4 gigs. I accept. Don't know what kind of video you want, but I can get you some RAM. Denise Madine. Madine Groceries .info. Repairs for my PC. Do you work with computers? No, I work with Steam Tam. I need something repaired. Who makes RAM that fragile anyway? I knew what was wrong. I wish I knew what was wrong. Replace RAM, replace graphics card. So.
No. Did I just see another letter from your author guy claiming she met up with some healer or something?
No.
I might have.
There's a chance you may have imagined it. There is that possibility. Bye.
Yawn, 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 yawn.
So all the nice, lovely things come in tomorrow for the next not only the next client but this current client. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and end the day. And then save.